Hey everybody, Dan from Motivators Personal Training, and I wanted to bring you this live demo of Nutrition Mastery as promised. So what is the big picture with this 12-week coaching and nutrition program? It's this. This is a food system. This is a means of thinking about your nutrition that removes the stress, the emotion, and the guesswork. And it replaces it with confidence, control, and freedom. Now, you hear me say that a lot. Freedom. What? Freedom from what? Okay? Freedom from the constant state of not knowing what to do, of agitation, of frustration from trying a lot of stuff, crossing your fingers, being tactical, a little bit of what Doc Oz said, a little bit of what Shape Magazine said, a little bit what Women's World said to do. Your girlfriend said to juice, so maybe you need to try that. You know, I heard about the next 21-day fix. That's very popular by Beachbody. Maybe I should try a little bit of that. That's what you gain freedom from, because that is the surest way. There is a direct correlation between the amount of diets that you've been on and the amount of weight and body fat that you have to lose. The more diets you've been on, typically the more you have to lose. Now I can get into statistics, you know, about why diets suck and they fail and everything else, but this is not the stage for that. So let me get into the demo of this very powerful program, and I think you'll agree that this truly is a system that can help you transform your body and by extension transforming your life. I mean, you know that what we do within these walls while you're training is very important as far as building up lean muscle tissue. But when it comes to real body transformation, it's what you do outside of here, in that daily discipline, in that daily choice, that is going to be the main driver and accelerator of fat loss and body transformation. So that's where this program was born. Really was out of a frustration, to be honest, from too much misconception, too much lack of follow through from people doing everything right while outside of here, training hard, having great consistency, form, intensity, all that great stuff, but lacking the complementary nutrition while outside of here. So that's how this is born. So we're going to take you to what you're looking at now is the online tutorials. All right, it's a series of lessons. Level 1, lesson 1 you're looking at, and in each I'm teaching you basic nutrition principles. Now when I say basic, be it that it is level 1, lesson 1, we start with what is energy, what your body really cares about, and something called adaptive response. From there we're looking at what is energy and where does it come from. I'm teaching you this stuff. Now in the one-on-one format, clients had access to this and they were watching the videos. I narrated them all, made the movies, and you could watch them from home. You could watch them from your iPhone or iPad, whatever. But in the group version, as I mentioned, I'm going to be teaching you this stuff live. Okay, we're doing group meetings every Sunday at 9 a.m. So we're teaching you this stuff live. Now let me get into the meat and potatoes of this demonstration here. Okay, now any conversation about nutrition must necessarily start with an understanding of your BMR. Okay, that is your basal metabolic rate. Okay, in sum, it's the calories that your body needs to stay alive and well. Your body has 12 systems that keep it alive: your immune system, your skeletal system, muscular system, nervous system, reproductive system. There's 12 of them total. These are the basic makeup of you. Okay? Now, all of those 12 systems, they need energy in the form of food. And what the amount of energy that they need to perform optimally, that's what your BMR is. Okay? It's how many calories would your body burn absent any activity whatsoever. So this is if you were lying in a bed all day awake, what would your body burn? So this is a purely objective number. There's no recommendations here. So let's put in some information. We're going to use Mrs. Jones as a sample client. She's 46 years old. She weighs 155, and she's 5'5". Okay, that's all the information you need. It is age, weight, and height. Now, the BMR calculator that we use is very accurate. There are many that are out there. The differentiation you'll find, I encourage you to type into Google, BMR calculator, input your information. The difference you'll find is at most 50 to 60 calories. You're not going to find one that's 200-300 calories off. It's just not like that. So what does this tell us? Mrs. Jones, who's 46, weighs 155 pounds and is 5'5". To keep her body working optimally, all those 12 systems at peak performance, she needs, at minimum, 1,419 calories. Okay, that's the amount of calories she needs to stay alive and well. Well, let's then look into what's required for for weight maintenance and even weight loss, because she is doing much more than lying in bed all day awake. She's working out. She has a day job. She has 2 kids and doing a lot of errands and running around. So you look at this down here, it's an activity multiplier. All right, so is she sedentary? Is she lightly active, moderately active, and onwards, so on and so forth. So let's put her at moderately active right here. Moderate exercise or sports 3 to 5 days per week. Okay, that's her. So we're going to put this here, $21.99, and it's going to tabulate for us. Now, with that $21.99, and let's call it 2,200, what that 2,200 calories represents is how many calories she would need to maintain her current weight. Not gain nor lose, but to simply maintain her weight. Mrs. Jones doesn't want to maintain her weight. She wants to lose weight. Okay, so we're going to set a caloric deficit from that number. All right, we're going to set those calories at around 1,700. Okay, that is what's recommended given her basic body composition. Now, I haven't given you a recommendation yet. Now, there's a lot of sort of context that's needed, because you may be looking at that like, oh my God, that's 2,200 calories, no way. 1,700 calories, no way. There's a reason you're saying that, and that's kind of the crux and heart of level 1, lesson 1, is understanding where your metabolism is right now may be in what they call an adaptive or damaged state, where you chronically underconsume, chronically undereat the amount of calories that's recommended to you. Now, this is where things are going to get a little interesting. So let me just jot down these numbers. She needs 1,700 recommended to lose, and her BMR was 1419. Okay, so let's jump over to this online tool. Very cool. And this takes a look at her current calories. All right, so what we're going to do is input what we have. 1419 keeps her alive and well. Her suggested intake was 1,700. And we only need one other piece of information, and that's over here on the far left, diagrammed by this blue bar. That is her current intake. All right, we'd like to know what's the total amount of calories that she takes in right now. The way that I do this, and then this is the start of the program. Each client would track their calories for a period of 7 days. You can use very useful apps like Lose It or MyFitnessPal, or frankly, do the old school method with a pen and paper. I kind of prefer that, actually, with Excel, but same thing. The idea is we must get an understanding of where you are right now, and it's not at all uncommon to find that the client's current intake is something like, in this case, I might see something like 1375, maybe, sometimes even less, 1250. Not uncommon at all, right? Because, you heard somewhere that your girlfriend's on 1,200 calories, so are you. And look at what this tells us. Again, this is all purely objective. I have not yet given you a recommendation. Her current intake, indicated by the blue graph, is 1,250. What her BMR is, what just keeps her alive, and all of those 12 systems working at peak efficiency, is 1419. So she has a gap of a little over 150 calories, just what keeps her feeling good, basically. But the big gap is from what's suggested and from where she is now. And you see that in the far right, in the purple graph, the 450 calories. Okay? So, why is this so important? Well, this is the starting point of understanding where you are. Just like your physical assessment that we do. We take your body composition, your that is your weight, your body fat, pictures, a look at your cardiovascular capacity, strength tests for the upper and lower body. The same way that we do that, that is take a snapshot of where you are this date, January 4th, we're just doing that with your nutrition. You cannot possibly make progress to something that you cannot track and objectively manage. You cannot assign some numbers to. And when it comes to nutrition, there's perhaps nothing easier to assign some numbers. What do you take in? And not so much from a quality standpoint, but from quantity, because everyone is always interested in terms of quantity, right? I mean, put to the test, I bet you could, identify which is better between a buffalo chicken cheesesteak or a 4-ounce piece of wild sockeye salmon. Right? Everyone knows quality. That always gets all the headlines. That's what dawns the covers of magazines. Choose this, not that. What's not nearly as popular doesn't get the kind of attention that's really the starting point, and I would think much more important, far more important than quality, is the questions of quantity. Right? So this is where we start. We look at what quantity of food you need to take in for your body, your activity level, your day-to-day. I mean, what time do you wake up? What time do you go to sleep? Because frankly, it would change if you're sleeping 6 hours a day compared to 8 or 9 or 10, right? Me currently, I sleep 2 hours a day. So the idea is to get a handle of where you are right now, and only then, from a quantity standpoint, can you break it down and then get into the quality, which we cover in great detail as well. But this is the starting point, and this information is you can access yourself, but it's a question of what are you going to do with it afterwards. The Nutrition Mastery done in a group is 12 weeks worth of coaching. You have your notebook that I'm giving you all your lesson plans. There are 3 levels, as I mentioned, with homeworks, exams at the end of each. In level 1, there are 3 lessons. In level 2, there are 2 lessons. In level 3, there are 4 lessons. You're going through each. But in the group-based setting, I'm teaching these to you live. Okay? I'm following up with you, sitting down with you, and drafting out your 12-week plan to get you to where you need to be. Okay? I can go into more detail for hours. And if you're interested in exploring more, I encourage you to reach out to me and set up a 20-minute private consult to discuss the opportunity. This is not for a few folks. This is not for people that are hate counting, that don't want to track calories. Okay, I mean the first homework assignment is track your calories for 7 days. This is not for someone that's just looking to, be handed a meal plan and say, eat this. But if you can, in the first 30 days, and that's really where the biggest learning curve takes place, if you can, in those first 30 days, commit to the hard work of learning the course material, understanding nutrition and how it works, and not just, accepting some whiz-bang theory of, tactical, nonsense strategy, cabbage soup diet, 7-day diet, but actually commit to the hard work that's required to understand this stuff, you will have something, a true and honest gift to use for the remainder of your life. You'll never again have this stress, worry, fear, concern, misunderstanding, confusion about how this nutrition, this thing that eludes so many, and unnecessarily so, you will have all the tools. And it's for that reason that I called it Nutrition Mastery. Okay? I invite you to explore it with me. Reach out to me by phone or email, and I'll be happy to go over it more with you. Okay? That's it for now, and we'll talk soon. Bye.